The 2022 Formula One season has been incredibly amazing for the Red Bull team, who has won their first World Constructors Championship since 2013. Their drivers have also displayed exemplary good performances, with Max Verstappen winning his second consecutive World Drivers' Championship title and Sergio Perez finishing third. But their star driver, Verstappen, has made brutal comments aimed at his teammate. Which comments has Verstappen made, and how do they affect the team? Is there trouble in paradise? Stay tuned as we update you on all that we know so far. To begin, let's look at the brutal comments that Verstappen made. Recently, Verstappen expressed his opinion on the role of second drivers in a team, making reference to Valtteri Bottas' wingman role to Hamilton when he was at Mercedes. Every year he starts fresh, but after a few races he realizes it's not going to happen again and you accept your role. He still finished on the podium. He won a few races and took pole positions. You just have to accept that the next driver is going to be a bit better. That's fine. That can happen. It's important that he accepted it. Some drivers can't do that, and then it goes completely wrong. They don't survive for very long. I'm not going to name names, but you have to accept your role. You can't live in a fairy tale world, Verstappen said in an interview with Viaplay. Verstappen's comments were directed towards his teammate Sergio Perez. The two drivers had a small margin in the Drivers' Championship until Monaco, where Verstappen began widening the gap between them in the standings. This left Perez playing the second driver role in the team for the remainder of the season. So why did Verstappen use Bottas as his reference? In all the 5 seasons that Bottas was at Mercedes, he never challenged Hamilton for the title. All he did was assist Hamilton in winning championships. He really knew his place in the team as the second driver, and that's what Verstappen expects of Perez. Next, why did Verstappen make those comments, directing them to Perez? For us to understand this, we have to go back to the infamous events of the Brazilian Grand Prix, where both Red Bull drivers were caught up in a team order row. Verstappen defied team orders to allow Perez to pass him in the final lap and let him finish 6th in order to finish P2 in the driver standings. I told you already last time, you guys don't ask that again to me, okay? Are we clear about that? I gave my reasons and I stand by it, Verstappen said on the radio after the team order. This saw Perez finish 7th that weekend, tying on points with Charles Leclerc in the fight for second place. It really shows who he really is, Perez said on the radio after the race. This sparked tensions between the two drivers, with Perez feeling disappointed with how things went down after all that he had done for Verstappen this entire season. On numerous occasions, Perez has let Verstappen pass him, which helped him with his 2 World Championship titles. Did I tell you that Perez had let Verstappen pass him earlier in that race? When asked about Abu Dhabi, the reason for his actions, Verstappen replied, "It was about something that happened earlier in the season, and I explained that in Mexico the team understood and agreed." Perez said that in a meeting held after the Brazil race, the team focused on how the team handled the team's orders instead of what made Verstappen refuse to support him. What do you think about Verstappen's actions? Share your thoughts with us in the comment section below. Following that, what prompted Verstappen's actions? According to speculation in the F1 world, the incidents of the Monaco Grand Prix were the cause of Verstappen's actions in Brazil. During qualifying, Perez spun into a barrier, causing a crash with Carlos Sainz. As a result, the red flag was raised and Verstappen failed to finish his final lap. This left Verstappen behind Perez in the starting race, as the starting positions were decided using times from the previous quarter 3 runs. Now Perez is alleged to have crashed intentionally in order to favor him in the starting position. If Perez hadn't crashed, Verstappen would have started the race ahead of him. To add insult to injury for Verstappen, Perez won that weekend. Perez, however, denied this claim when asked at Abu Dhabi, saying, "Everyone makes mistakes in Monaco. You have all the information and you can go and see it. I nearly crashed in turn 1, and everyone makes mistakes in Monaco, or general places in qualifying. It's not like what was done was on purpose." So did the Monaco event leave Verstappen doubtful, and for how long? Verstappen and the team hadn't mentioned any specific instance that motivated his actions in Brazil. Perez, in response to that question, said, "Whether it's Monaco or other things, that's down to him to tell you. I don't know how long it's been there." Do you think that these speculations are right? Let us know in the comment section below. Moving on, Verstappen's actions in Brazil triggered ridiculous media reports, disgusting social media comments, and threats made against his family. Following Red Bull's team order row in Brazil, the media called for an improvement to the team's internal communications. Threats and abuse directed at Verstappen and his family also surfaced online. "After that race, I looked very bad in the media. Also, they didn't have a clear picture. To immediately put me down like that is pretty ridiculous. To be honest, it's because they don't know how I work within the team and what the team appreciates about me. All the things that I've read have been pretty disgusting. And also, even more than that, they started attacking my family. They were threatening my sister, my mom, my girlfriend, and my dad. Verstappen told the media in Abu Dhabi, "I have a relationship with Checo, but I just don't understand when people don't have the full picture to immediately start attacking me like that. But I hope one day that they actually understand what's going on, because it's just unacceptable behavior. Just so many people also in this paddock, not only fans, but a lot of people. What they've been writing about me is just ridiculous." Verstappen added, while insisting that he's never been a bad teammate. The threats angered Verstappen, who, without citing any instance, revealed that his sister had reached out to him for help in dealing with them. It's getting way too much. When your own sister writes you that it's getting way too much and you have to do something about it, I think that says enough. And then yes, it does get to me. You can't attack my family, Verstappen said. Next up, Red Bull released a comment after Brazil's events. In Brazil, Red Bull held discussions after the race in order to resolve the matter between the two drivers. However, the team issued a statement addressing Brazil's events, suggesting that the feud between the two drivers had escalated behind the scenes. The statement stated, "As a team, we've made some mistakes in Brazil. We have not envisaged the situation that unfolded on the last lap, and we had not agreed upon a strategy for such a scenario before the race. Regretfully, Max was only informed at the final corner of the request to give up position without all the necessary information being relayed. This put Max, who's always been an open and fair team player, in a compromising situation with very little time to react, which was not our intention." Following the race, Max spoke openly and honestly, allowing for both drivers to resolve any outstanding issues or concerns. The team accepted Max's reasoning, and the conversation was a personal matter which is going to remain private between the team, and no further comments going to be made. Red Bull admitted to handling the Brazil situation poorly, and they also expressed their regrets for not briefing Verstappen pre-race on the possibility of letting Perez pass him. However, considering that Verstappen revealed that he had already told the team in Mexico that he wouldn't accept such a request, do you think that the brief would have made that situation any better? All it would have done is save the team from the embarrassment they were subjected to in front of the entirety of the F1 world while issuing team orders. The statement went on to condemn all the online abuses and threats directed towards its drivers and their families, saying that there was no room for such in the sport. When you look at the statement, it's an apology to Perez, who is on the receiving end. Or a "we messed up" statement? Sharing your thoughts with us in the comment section below is a number one way for me to know that you're cool. Finally, what is next for Red Bull in this next year's season? It's quite evident that there is a rift between the two Red Bull drivers that might affect their title race the next season if it's not resolved. Ex-F1 driver Karun Chandok believes that the true extent of the damage done by Brazil will be known in this year's season, when Perez will be asked to help Verstappen. Verstappen's contract with Red Bull runs until 2028, while Perez's ends in 2024. In addition to that, the team has signed over its former driver Daniel Ricciardo and its third driver in 2023. A power struggle is looming at the team the next season. However, with all of these facts being taken into consideration, what do you think is going to happen at Red Bull? Share your thoughts with us in the comment section down below. Unfortunately, guys, that's all the time we got for today. I know you're super miffed, super sad, but I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to make a quick pit stop at the subscribe button for more great F1 content. Thanks so much for watching.